really not taking it for granted. So there's a farmer. He and his wife work very hard to maintain their farm, and they can live comfortably enough, but they have to work hard to do so. They have one son, and they raise this son to appreciate hard work. However, there seems to be a catch, because no matter how hard they make their son work in the fields, for some reason, he cannot seem to grasp the fact that the amount of effort that he puts into his work is what sustains him. So as the son becomes older, he becomes lazier in his duties, and he decides not to continue working with as great effort and as great quality of work as normal. So the father notices this, and he turns to his son and he says, "Look, son, why aren't you working hard?" And the son turns to him and says, "Oh, I do not need to work hard. I have my parents to sustain me." And the father is, of course, outraged, and he says, "No, you do not know the value of your hard work." He says, "Son, leave my house. You are no longer allowed to live with me until you go out in the real world and earn 1 rupee." Does anyone here know what a rupee is? It's an Indian coin. So he goes out and forces the son to leave, and the son is, of course, very upset, and he can't believe that his own father would do such a thing. So he goes out, spends a night over at a friend's house, and he comes back the next day and he says, "Okay, Father, I understand, I get your message, please let me back in." And the father says, "No, I am being serious, son. You must not come back until you've earned 1 rupee. So, the son is very upset, and as he's about to leave, he bumps into his mom. His mom feels pity on her son, and she says, "Look, my husband is being harsh on you. Take this 1 rupee," and she gives him a rupee. "Go spend out a few days in the village, and then come back. And once you come back, present him with this rupee. And then surely you will be accepted." So the son speaks that rupee that his mom gave him, goes out into the town, spends a couple days there, comes back, and presents his father with the rupee. He says, "Look, Father, here, I have earned this rupee." And the father takes one look at it, turns it over in his hands, smells it, makes sure that it's authentic, and then he throws it into the fire. And the son says, "Father, you have just thrown away the 1 rupee that I earned." And the father's like, "You have not earned this rupee." And the son says, he thinks to himself, "Wow, how is it possible that my father knew that I did not earn this rupee?" But now he's frustrated. So he leaves the house, but just before he leaves, his mom once again hands him 1 rupee and says, "Go out, spend even longer away from home, and then come back. And when you come back, don't eat in the 12 hours before, so that you look hungry." And the son goes out, stays with friends once again, does not do an ounce of work. He does not eat before coming to his home. So, of course, he's very hungry, and he has this air of desperation about him. And he comes back to his home, and he presents his father with the rupee that his mom really gave him. And he says, "Father, I have worked really hard for this rupee. Please accept this." And the father takes it up, turns it over in his hands, looks at it very carefully, smells it once again, and then he throws it into the fire. "You have not earned this rupee," he says. And now, of course, the son is astonished. He cannot believe that his father knows. So he is very frustrated, and when his mom comes up to him to give him another rupee, he says, "No, I will go and earn this rupee myself, for clearly father knows what's going on here." So he goes out without a rupee, and for 7 days he works hard doing menial labor, cleaning the toilets, serving food in the food stalls outside on the street, cleaning garbage off the street. Very menial tasks, but he works hard. And finally, after 1 week, he earns 1 rupee. And it's, of course, not in the form of a nice bill, but in little coins that are dirty and rusted, and parts of them are falling apart. And he goes up to his father at the end of the week, and he throws the coins into his father's hands and says, "I have earned this 1 rupee." The father goes over each coin, picks them up, looks them over, throws them into the fire. "You have not earned this 1 rupee," he says. The son is astounded. He runs to the fireplace and with his bare hands grabs at the coins and picks them up out of the burning coals. And he holds them in his hands. And he says, "Yes, I have earned this rupee." And his father turns to him and says, "Yes, son, you have." So that is the value of 1 rupee.